of Honor.
From the Civic Center in Charleston, West Virginia, welcome to the special Road Rage edition of Ring of Honor Wrestling. I'm Kevin Kelly alongside ROH executive producer Jim Cornette. Jim, a lot of great action here in the hour. Big double main event.
That's right. Later on tonight for the Ring of Honor World Championship, it'll be Die-Hard Eddie Edwards challenging Kevin Steen. I've made this match a title match for a reason. You'll find out why later on tonight. And up first, the first ever television meeting between Jay Lethal and Unbreakable Michael Elgin.
Before we get our first match into the ring, let's go to comments from earlier today.
Here it is. Tonight, Charleston, West Virginia, Jay Lethal versus Michael Elgin, the unbreakable Michael Elgin. Today, I plan on bursting that bubble that Michael Elgin's living in. When I prove that with moves like the lethal injection and the lethal combination, every man is breakable. And hopefully, Roderick Strong, you're out there, you got a bird's eye view, because today I set up shop outside of the House of Truth's house, right on the front lawn. Right on the front lawn, roll it in to best in the world. Roddy, shine it up, because like I said before, it's coming back home.
What you see is what you get, and what you're looking at is the greatest cohesive unit in all of professional wrestling. The breakout star of 2012, Unbreakable Michael Elgin, goes one-on-one with Jay Lethal, and you're going to climb to the top like you've been doing all along.
Jay, do you know what you've gotten yourself into? That bell rings. You have about 5 seconds till I get my hands on you. I promise, Jay, you're going to swallow a lot of blood, and no matter how much you beg, no matter how much you plead, it doesn't stop until I want it to.
Oh, come on, Michael. Don't worry. When you mess up, I'll be there to clean that up. All right, Porky?
You say a name again and touch me, it's going to be your blood that you're swallowing. Don't come anywhere around it. I can take care of myself, unlike you.
I'll make sure it's good.
I don't need your help.
He's been knocked down, but he won't stay down. No matter what's been thrown Jay Lethal's way, he has found a way to survive. But tonight's a test against Unbreakable Michael Elgin. Lethal knows he's got to be at his very, very best.
Well, that's right. He's got a great weapon. It's the lethal injection. If he hits that, folks, you don't kick out. And he's going to try to do that tonight against the strongest member of the House of Truth. Rhino may get mad at me for saying that. I hope he doesn't hear it, but it's true. Unbreakable Michael Elgin, scary strong. Jay Lethal tonight can have to use his speed.
You can't handle the truth.
And while Jay Lethal is a tremendous ambassador for Ring of Honor, Truth Martini is only in this for himself. But he leads to the ring an absolute monster. Breakout star of 2012, Unbreakable Michael Elgin, who seems conflicted as of late, as there is rumors and a gut feeling of dissension within the House of Truth. Maybe it's just wishful thinking on our part, but nonetheless, Michael Elgin set to go against Jay Lethal.
Well, I think if I had to coexist with Roderick Strong, I believe I'd have problems as well, because Roderick Strong is a guy you couldn't warm up to if you were cremated with him. As Michael Elgin steps in, let's go to the erstwhile Bobby Cruz for the introductions of our first contest.
This match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first to my left, wrestling out of Tampa, Florida, weighing 215 pounds, Jay Lethal!
Jeopardy ovation for Lethal.
His opponent to my right is accompanied by Truth Martini. Wrestling out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 246 pounds, he is representing the House of Truth, Unbreakable Michael Elgin. So the first ever television meeting between Michael Elgin and Jay Lethal kicks off this hour of Road Rage, Ring of Honor Wrestling. And now let's go to the tail of the tape, where you see both men are in their mid-20s. Height identical, but Elgin 30 pounds of weight advantage, as he does with most of his opponents. And the code of honor, Jim, usually up to Truth Martini, Elgin really follows what Martini says.
Well, and usually Martini only allows his men to execute the code of honor when it's a situation where it's very one-sided and he knows he's going to win. Elgin, Lethal staring each other down. Elgin's got his game face on. Lethal offering his hand, and Elgin takes it. And, Truth Martini, you see the look on his face. Not exactly happy about that, but Elgin, in some cases, has been going his own way lately.
And it's not as if Elgin is a petulant child not wanting to listen to the direction of Truth Martini, but it's a situation where Elgin has been put in some situations, Jim, by Martini and by Roderick Strong that really haven't been good. I mean, he's had to do the dirty work for Roderick Strong on a number of occasions.
Well, exactly, and Roderick Strong is a guy, it's all about him. It's all about his needs. And Elgin increasingly showing frustration with the situation. And truth be told, Kevin, Elgin is emerging as a bigger star than Roderick Strong in Ring of Honor, and I think that's a bitter pill for Mr. Strong to swallow.
Yeah, that is a thorn in the side of Roderick Strong, no doubt, because he wants to be the alpha male. He wants to be the jock, the star of the team. As Elgin backs Lethal into the corner, they're going to start off at, it seems, a very deliberate pace here in this one. Lethal's going to want to try to quicken things, though.
Look, Elgin is built like a wall. His mother was a competitive arm wrestling champion. His mother. I think his father may have been a circus elephant. I'm not sure. Jay Lethal is not going to get anywhere matching biceps with Unbreakable. And Lethal's going to have to outrun him.
Let's talk real quick for a moment, Jim. You mentioned in the open about the fact that Kevin Steen will be defending the Ring of Honor World title tonight here against Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, and I don't really want to talk about Steen. I've been ticked off all week. That's the strongest thing I can say on television. Steen will find out how I feel about him later on tonight. Right now we've got Action Lethal coming off and runs into the wall.
You know, it was very interesting that Elgin really seemed to want to make sure that everybody stayed, especially Roderick Strong, stay out of his business tonight. It looked as if Elgin was sort of getting aggravated with kind of the little poking and the little name calling.
But he called him Porky earlier today. Truth Martini also representing the man-beast Rhino as his mercenary, and now this Guardians of Truth tag team, whoever they may be, he's really compiling a stable that may be the only rivals as far as a group to Kevin Steen and his band of misfit toys.
Side headlock applied by Lethal.
We still don't know anything about this supposed under-the-table relationship between Truth Martini and the Embassy Limited. We saw just a couple of weeks ago on television some footage that was compiled that indicates there's more to that than meets the eye. Lethal just said, well, hell with it. Oh, and Elgin bowls him over.
Yeah, the story was, of course, Embassy Limited and the House of Truth, and whether or not there was some collusionary efforts, you know, to secure the television title for Roderick Strong as part of the deal that saw Rhino be sold as property over to the House of Truth.
And the biggest thing is the Embassy was working more for Truth Martini's benefit than for their own man, Tommaso Ciampa. There was the speculation, and it seems to be borne out by evidence, that they were trying to keep Roderick Strong and Tommaso Ciampa out of the ring, and that was against Ciampa's best interest.
So Elgin with the power there. Baseball slide, though, the quickness from Lethal. Cartwheel, drop kick right to the face. Elgin tried to get up his hands to block, wasn't able to do so, but Elgin smartly now rolls out the floor, going out of bounds to create some distance. And wait a minute, look at this one.
Martini up on the apron. He better watch out. He's in a danger zone. And he's giving the referee what for. Paul Turner not going to take that. He gives it right back to Truth Martini.
The poke of doom from Paul Turner.
Turner, this thing is broken down into
wait a minute now.
Not a wrestling match, but we almost had boxing there. Lethal trying to send Elgin off. And he's put the anchor, put the brakes on. Oh, and come on, Truth. Hey,
Paul
Truth
Turner
just tripped Lethal.
Paul Turner didn't see it, that Martini grabbed. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh!
Setting up for perhaps a lethal injection, Elgin. Clothesline from behind. 2-0. Here is another cover attempt. All right, fans, we understand we have to take a commercial break. This matchup between Jay Lethal and Michael Elgin continues. Stay with us. Fans, we got huge news. Ring of Honor returns to pay-per-view with Death Before Dishonor 10 on Saturday, September 15th, 7:30 Central Time from the Frontier Fieldhouse, Chicago Ridge, Illinois. Tickets are on sale right now at ROHWrestling.com. Matches will be announced in the coming weeks. for what promises to be a huge event from ROH. So make sure you stay tuned to ROHWrestling.com for matches and information. And as I said, tickets are on sale right now at ROHWrestling.com.
Kevin Kelly, I got this one. Death Before Dishonor 10. It's coming to Chicago Ridge, and Cornette's still looking to get this world championship off you, Kevin Steen.
You know what? September 15th is far away, so I don't know who he's going to put me against yet. But you know what? Chicago Ridge is a famous town for Ring of Honor. A lot of crazy things have happened. You hung Jay Briscoe from the ceiling. You and I had that street fight against Generico and Cabana. Remember him? You know what? Death Before Dishonor 10 is going to be right up there with those moments.
We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling. Jay Lethal, Michael Elgin. The battle continues. Lethal back on his feet. Chops. Head of Steen. Wait a minute.
Whoa!
Oh, Elgin derails him.
Lethal thrown over the top rope. And Elgin now gets a moment to breathe. Lethal trying to mount an offense. Wait a minute, Truth Martini over there on the side of the ring.
Truth Martini.
He's going to take a cheap shot on Jay Lethal. Elgin has the referee's attention.
Elgin poured the pressure on throughout our commercial break. And now the opportunistic fly in the ointment of Truth Martini doing damage to Lethal on the floor.
Elgin standing over Jay Lethal, folks. If you think it's great to watch Ring of Honor action on television, you got to see it live. Milwaukee, next Saturday, July 14th, the Turner Hall Ballroom. Winston-Salem, Friday, July 27th, Spartanburg. Saturday, July 28th, Baltimore, back at the Du Burns Arena. It's 98 Rock Night in Baltimore on Friday, August 3rd. And remember, the Boiling Point, Providence, Rhode Island, the Convention Center, Saturday, August the 11th. It's the place to be for wrestling fans this summer. And the place not to be for Jay Lethal is right over there against that railing, and he sends Elgin back first into the security barricade.
On a night where we will see Kevin Steen defend the Ring of Honor World title against Die-Hard Eddie Edwards here, Road Rage, the Civic Center, Charleston, West Virginia. Jay Lethal knows his time is now if he wants to survive and win against Unbreakable Michael Elgin.
The Charleston Civic Center has been the site of so many great wrestling matches. The Great American Bash is in the 80s. Tremendous talent like Ric Flair, the Road Warriors, and now the new generation, Ring of Honor.
Ooh, almost had him.
Elgin looked like he was starting to get frustrated there. Jay Lethal, he can take a licking and keep on ticking. And that's exactly what he's doing here, but you can see the pain and the frustration itself written across the countenance of Jay Lethal as well as he tries to mount an offensive comeback from his knees.
Somehow reaching down deep. Lethal able to fire with some strikes. Elgin backs up, but just barely, and only for a second before continuing to pour the pressure on. Snapmare, rear chinlock, and all that weight Jim laying down on top of Lethal.
Well, Boyd, I'll tell you what, we've talked about oxygen being the athlete's gasoline, and when you've got a guy that's just short of 6 feet tall and almost 250 pounds and built like Elgin, hanging on you by the neck, laying on top of you, imposing his will on you, that'll sap your strength and your energy real quick. Lethal drops down, his head under the chin of Michael Elgin. I think he may have bitten his tongue half off.
So now Lethal, again, finds a way to reach down and pull himself back up. Great fans in Charleston here coming alive. Come on now. Right hand, backs Elgin up.
And Jay Lethal looks like he's going to spring, and Truth Martini caught his ankle out of Turner, caught it out of the corner of his eye. I don't think he was sure what happened. Lethal, now sunset flip over the top.
Two, almost had him.
Lethal trying to mount the offensive, put him away.
Cradled, almost had him, another near fall.
Jay Lethal has got to keep this pressure on. If he lets a big man like Elgin get on top of him again, he may not come back the next time. Lethal signaling for the lethal injection. Elgin's got him by the tights.
Second time now. Lethal's attempt was thwarted.
Oh!
Super kick just dims the lights of Michael Elgin. Two, no!
Not only did he kick out, he threw Lethal, a 215-pound man, about 2 feet in the air in that kick out. But Elgin checking the number and quality of the teeth he has remaining in his mouth as Jay Lethal has to be wondering what it's going to take to put the unbreakable one away. As the fans here in Charleston begin chanting in unison, "This is wrestling." I agree with them.
So now Lethal closes in, trying the lethal combination, but Elgin is so strong, so massive.
That back elbow, I saw spit or teeth fly out of Lethal's mouth.
Heavy, heavy forearm smack.
Oh, went for the backhand fist.
Enziguri, Elgin underneath it. From a deadlift position, watch this now. Can you believe this?
And a bridge, the guy's a freak.
Oh, deadlift German into a bridge. Only unbreakable Michael Elgin. No, it wasn't 3, Martini.
That man is a genetic freak. You talk about tiger blood and space-age DNA. That ain't Charlie Sheen in the ring. That's unbreakable Michael Elgin, and he's got lethal in his crosshair.
Listen to the fans. Virtually defenseless now in the corner. Paul Turner might be thinking about stopping this, Jim.
Well, he can't just allow Lethal to be pummeled if he can't defend himself. Lethal has got to show some life and at least be able to try to defend himself. Wait a minute, what in the world is Elgin doing? Elgin warming up a knee. Lethal caught it. Lethal caught that foot.
That massive, massive leg of Elgin plucked out of midair by Jay Lethal.
He better not waste any more time. Kick to the back.
Right to the back of the head, the Enziguri. Rubber-legged is Elgin. Now, Lethal. Combination, he was able to do it.
Jay Lethal signaling for the top. Could this be Hail to the King? That driving elbow drop to the sternum.
Wait a minute, watch Martini.
Hey, there's Roderick Strong.
Roderick.
That's Roderick Strong. Martini distracted the referee. Roderick Strong delayed Jay Lethal, but he couldn't stop him. Roderick Strong to the floor, but Jay Lethal has to turn around and face Michael Elgin. Back fist.
Huge back fist. Here we go, setting up now.
This could be the power bomb. No, Lethal sitting down on it. Oh, wait a minute, Roderick Strong coming in. What the hell is this? Strong mad. Drop kick. Strong to the floor. Elgin, rubber legged. Lethal.
Oh, he got
Injection.
it. Lethal injection scored. 2. Got him.
The winner of the match, Jay Lethal.
Well, Roderick Strong has screwed his House of Truth partner again, Kevin. Just as sure as I'm sitting here, he screwed Michael Elgin out of that contest, and I'm a Jay Lethal fan.
Elgin had told Roddy to stay out of his business. He would take care of it. Roddy found opportunity to come down nonetheless. And Lethal was able to pick up the win over Michael Elgin.
Oh, but now look, Roderick Strong trying to browbeat Michael Elgin like it's his fault. And Elgin is doing a slow burn. And the fans. Let's cut that music, because I hear these fans screaming, Elgin, Elgin. Oh, for heaven's sake. Truth Martini tried to get him to shake hands as he's done before, and this time, Elgin wasn't going for any of it.
Well, Michael Elgin's frustration is apparent.
Wait a minute, Michael Elgin not going anywhere. He's turning around. I don't think Roderick Strong better press his luck. Truth Martini trying to calm this down. He looks like Henry Kissinger in the Mideast peace talks. Did I just date myself?
Well, I think this is going to be a summit as Martini's trying to play peacemaker out here. And his crowd, they want to see Elgin and Roddy go.
Michael Elgin was asking for the microphone.
Michael Elgin just called Bobby Cruz all the way over across the ring, and
apparently he's got something to say.
You know, Roderick, these people were right. Because if this happens, I will kill you. Mark my words, Roddy. This is the last mistake you ever make.
Well, there's an ultimatum. The last mistake you ever make, Roderick Strong. And looking at Michael Elgin's face, Kevin, I believe him.
Truth Martini better get his house in order. Hey, we'll be back with a look at Ring of Honor's West Virginia Invasion right after this.
Visit the online store at ROHWrestling.com for the latest Ring of Honor DVDs and official apparel. You can now purchase past and present live events and internet pay-per-views on DVD, featuring stars such as the American Wolf, Davey Richards, wrestling's greatest tag team, the Briscoe Brothers, Eddie Edwards, Jay Lethal, Roderick Strong, the All Night Express, and many more. ROHWrestling.com also carries the latest in apparel with t-shirts, baseball caps, and much more. For all your Ring of Honor merchandise needs, visit ROHWrestling.com today. Now, you can own the most talked about wrestling event in Toronto history, Border Wars on home video. See the ROH World title match between Davey Richards and Kevin Steen, the controversial tag title match with the Briscoes battling Haas and Benjamin, Lance Storm versus Mike Bennett, Eddie Edwards versus Rhino, Fit Finlay versus Roderick Strong, Jay Lethal versus Tommaso Ciampa, and more. The entire card in its entirety. Order your copy of Border Wars now from ROHWrestling.com.
Ring of Honor invades the Mountaineer State, and Road Rage is heading to the Big Apple. We've got all the sights and sounds here tonight inside Ring of Honor. ROH's live debut in Charleston captured the attention and the imagination of everyone in the capital city of the Mountaineer State. The anticipation had built for weeks, but on the day of the event, Ring of Honor stars and fans were everywhere. Much of the day's spotlight went to the _1 citizens of Sandy Fork, Delaware, the Briscoe Brothers.
Stand by.
Mark and Jay appeared on the morning news for ROH's local affiliate, WCHS ABC8.
And they're making their debut for Ring of Honor in West Virginia tonight at Civic Center.
And woke West Virginia up in Sandy Fork style.
Froggy Bow. Froggy Bow is a combination frog / elbow. Devastating.
Hey, when he gets on the top rope, please watch out.
The 7-time World Tag Team Champions signed autographs all over the city for fans young and old. Dem Boys were the featured attraction at Mark Porter GMC, a major ROH sponsor in the tri-state area, even shooting footage for a TV commercial. The Briscoes found time to appear live on the air on Charleston's 107.3 K-Rock with afternoon on-air personality BT.
Dem Boys, Dem Boys, Dem Boys, Dem Boys. We've been tag champs 8 times.
That's 10 times. Get a load of this. Get a load of these guns.
I've
We'll
never,
see if the radio
I've
wars,
never
boys.
put a pound sign to the
Charleston.
Briscoes.
You know how much West Virginia loves a good
What
street
the hell
ball.
is this?
Then it was bell time, and the people of Charleston got their first taste of wrestling action, Ring of Honor style. One of the featured matches was the Radio Wars battle, where the Briscoes were seconded by their pal from K-Rock BT against the team of Totally Awesome, Chris Silvio and Paradise, accompanied by Huntington Rock Radio 98.7, The Planet's Revis. Charleston's honor was upheld, but not without a fight. Our visit to West Virginia was exciting for everyone involved, but next week, Road Rage will continue, this time in the Big Apple, New York City. We'll have a special program from Best in the World 2012, Hostage Crisis, at the world-famous Hammerstein Ballroom on 34th Street in Midtown Manhattan, featuring Unbreakable Michael Elgin facing the Belfast Bruiser Fit Finlay, as well as the triple threat match for the World Television Championship with Jay Lethal versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Roderick Strong. Be sure to tune in for these great matches next week, being seen for the first time ever on broadcast television. We will see you then, next week, inside Ring of Honor.
More Ring of Honor Wrestling is just a click away. Get involved, get informed, and get social. Visit ROHWrestling.com for past and present videos, new ROH merchandise, and information on how to become a ringside member. Follow ROH on Twitter for up-to-the-minute info on Ring of Honor wrestlers and live events. And don't just follow, become part of the conversation with the official ROH Facebook page and interact with fans from all around the world. Join the ROH social revolution anytime from anywhere. Ring of Honor. This is wrestling.
Ring of Honor Wrestling is the best live pro wrestling experience on the planet, and we're going to prove it. In Milwaukee, Saturday, July 14th at the Turner Hall Ballroom. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Friday, July 27th, the Lawrence Joel Coliseum Annex. Spartanburg, South Carolina, Saturday, July 28th, the Memorial Auditorium. And Baltimore, Maryland, Friday, August 3rd at the Duburn's Arena for a national TV taping. All bell times are 7:30. For tickets and information, go to ROHWrestling.com. It's Ring of Honor on tour live. JC, our main event tonight is Eddie Edwards one-on-one against Kevin Steen. Now, this match was originally not a world title match, but you made it one after an incident with a recent prospective Ring of Honor sponsor.
That's right. All Steen had to do was go to a dinner and meet an executive from a prospective. And speak of the bastard and up he pops. All this guy had to do was go to a dinner and meet an executive of a very important company that was intending to sponsor Ring of Honor Wrestling. And instead, he made a spectacle out of himself, as he always does, as he enjoys doing. I predicted it a long time ago that if that man won the Ring of Honor World Championship, that it would be the ruination of this company. And so far, I'm starting to see my prophecy, unfortunately, come true. He's rude, he's crude, he's vulgar, he's an attention whore. He thinks it's all about himself. He cuts a wonderful physical specimen standing there with his T-shirt on that felt around his shoulder because it won't fit around his waist. I am sick and fed up with Kevin Steen and his behavior. And Steve Corino disappointed me as well. I always thought Jacobs was a little weird, but I thought Steve Corino had more to him, more character. As a man that'd be involved in this little band of misfits. People wasted crepe paper on Steen.
And certainly, as we know, Steen is not alone with Jacobs and Corino. But it's always dangerous when Kevin Steen is involved in anything on television, and it appears that Jacobs has a microphone in his hand, and that means Steen.
Yeah, they've always got a microphone in their hand. That's the problem. What are you looking at me
Jim,
for?
Can you hear what they're chanting? Can you chant that a little bit more, please? Remember, that's the name that you told Bobby Cruz never to introduce me with. Remember that a couple months ago?
You don't deserve...
You said from now on, Kevin Steen, he's wrestling's worst nightmare. Well, you know what? This right here, the Ring of Honor World title, proves that I am Mr. Wrestling.
You want me to come in there, huh? You want me to come?
Yes, I would love for you to come in. You know why, Jim? Because I have a lot to tell you about. Jim, last week,
let me
listen
just say
to
one
me.
thing. I didn't tell him to introduce you in any way. You are wrestling's worst nightmare, and you don't deserve to be called Mr. Wrestling because of your actions and your comments.
Really? I would say that these people disagree with you. Jimmy, that's a good line. This title disagrees with you. But the reason I wanted you to come in here is not to argue back and forth. In fact, it's to tell you about the great time I had last week when I went to meet that sponsor to represent Ring of Honor. Remember? I went to have dinner with him.
Yeah. I remember.
You seem a little upset. What's your...
I would not be upset. Do you know how much money you cost this company? That sponsorship went out the window as soon as you pulled your tricks.
Tricks? Listen, I thought you'd be proud of me. There was nothing broken. There was no bloodshed. I thought it was a pretty good evening. They really, as a matter of fact, I think they overreacted when they called security on me.
They called security because you threatened a man's life.
Okay, just like you have been for about the last 10 years of your career, you're wrong. I didn't threaten his life. All I did was make an observation about how if he kept pointing his finger and poking my chest with it, that I would choose to, instead of ordering off the menu, to feast on his face.
Well, that's not good.
You think you're real smart, don't you?
I do think I'm real smart.
Well, I've got something to tell you. Because it's no secret, everybody realizes that I've always said that if you were the world champion of Ring of Honor, you would put this company out of business because you would ruin our sponsors. You would conduct yourself as an animal in public. You would ruin our public image, and the prophecy is coming true. So, since it's no secret that I want somebody to beat you for that title, that's why I made this match tonight with Eddie Edwards for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And let me just say one more thing. If Eddie Edwards doesn't win tonight, and if Davey Richards doesn't win at Best in the World, from now on, every time you step foot in a Ring of Honor ring for a singles match, that title is going to be on the line. I don't care if it's somebody from outside Ring of Honor, inside Ring of Honor. I don't care if it's a popcorn guy. I don't care if it's you in the ANX t-shirt. Sooner or later, Kevin, sooner or later, somebody is going to beat you, especially before that affiliates meeting rolls around in September and you get us kicked off television. Sooner or later, somebody will beat you.
Sooner or later, we'll both be dead. You sooner, me later. And you know what? I can promise you one thing. You old, out of touch piece of garbage, will not be alive long enough to see someone take this from me. Because my name is Kevin Steen, and whether you like it or not, I am the Ring of Honor World Champion!
All right, well, words from Steen and words from Jim Cornette. But now the time for talking is done, and Eddie Edwards is going to make his way down to the ring as Edwards finds himself in position now to get a world title match, Jim.
Well, I didn't come here tonight to be verbally assaulted and have to be tongue-lashed by Kevin Steen, and I sincerely hope that Eddie Edwards get on. Wait a minute, what the hell? Steve Corino's sitting down here next to us, and did I invite you here? Hey, buddy. You may be an announcer on this program, but I'm still the executive producer. I don't recall asking you. Hey, where's Nigel? Oh, try to starve him out too, Jim.
All right, let's go to our ring announcer, Bobby Cruz.
Following contest is your television main event. It is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challenger, wrestling out of Boston, Massachusetts, weighing 211 pounds, Die Hard, Eddie Edwards. His opponent to my left is accompanied by Jimmy Jacobs and at ringside, Steve Corino, wrestling out of Maryville, Quebec, Canada, weighing 264 pounds. He is the Ring of Honor World Champion, Kevin Steen.
The nightmare could finally end if diehard Eddie Edwards is successful. We've got to take a break. This World Championship match begins right after this. Fans, we got huge news. Ring of Honor returns to pay-per-view with Death Before Dishonor 10 on Saturday, September 15th, 7:30 Central Time from the Frontier Fieldhouse, Chicago Ridge, Illinois. Tickets are on sale right now at ROHWrestling.com. Matches will be announced in the coming weeks for what promises to be a huge event from ROH. So make sure you stay tuned to ROHWrestling.com for matches and information. Could be a huge night for the House of Truth coming up at Death Before Dishonor.
Like always, Death Before Dishonor, the House of Truth as a cohesive unit. We're going to reign supreme like we always do.
Could be a huge night. Could be a huge night. I am your Ring of Honor World Television Champion. So that means you have the opportunity to watch me on pay-per-view.
Sure not going to lose that before then?
Oh, I don't lose.
You don't lose.
Don't you know that?
I've seen
I
you
don't
lose.
lose.
I've been about
We'll see you at Death Before Dishonor.
We talked about this, gentlemen. Come on now. You talked about.
We're back on Ring of Honor Wrestling. The world title is on the line. Kevin Steen defends against Eddie Edwards. from the Charleston Civic Center, Charleston, West Virginia. It's time to go to our tale of the tape. Both men the same age, but what different body types? Steen, a 50-plus pound weight advantage. And don't expect a code of honor, or at least a sincere one from Steen. Steve Corino is here at ringside with myself and Jim Cornette. Todd Sinclair, the third man in the ring. And in moments, we will get this Ring of Honor World title match underway. Can history be made? Will the world title change hands for the first time on Ring of Honor television? Will the nightmare of Kevin Steen finally come to an end?
And Steve, by the way, I don't recall, as I said before, I don't recall asking you to come out here and do any kind of commentary.
I don't recall being on the B team. I don't see Nigel McGuinness here. Why do you get to do it?
You know what? I like
Nigel had other business for once. Can the guy take a vacation for once? He works hard.
He's an aspiring filmmaker. But you know what, Mr.
working right now.
Oh, look out. On top
That
of
should be an
Civic.
automatic disqualification.
No, it shouldn't, because it's, come on. Now listen, Steve, I want you here because I want you to call it as you see it, not through the specter, the lens that Steen has you hypnotized in.
No, I see everything clear, Kevin Kelly. Everything is finally clear. I wish Jim Cornette would take off his glasses and see
Can you explain to me why Kevin Steen will not conduct himself as a professional? Why he won't get in the gym and train and take that gut off?
Wait a minute,
Why
look
that he
at this.
refuses to act like a civilized human being and whenever he is put in a professional business situation? Why he always wants the attention on himself and he'll do anything, no matter how vulgar and rude, to get that attention? Can you explain any of that to me?
Can you explain for a guy that knows wrestling in and out like you do?
Ooh, face first.
Why are we comparing Kevin Steen to the Dick Murdochs, the Adrian Adonises of the wrestling world? Guys that were successful that didn't have the sports entertainment body that you're so in touch with.
How many world title reigns did Adonis and Murdoch have combined as singles wrestlers?
Well, there you go. Thank you, Kevin. Good point.
All right, so now,
do we really
and
want to be
besides that,
technical?
how many sponsors did Dick Murdoch ruin for the NWA? How many sponsors did Adrian Adonis run off from the WWF, its proper initials? How many times did they put the companies that they worked for on the threat of extinction because they went one step too far over the line too many times?
Jim Cornette, I wish you would invite me over to your house, because I really want to see this glass house that you live in.
All right, so now Steen had the momentum. You could see him create the distance.
Which is smart.
It is very smart. He's a very talented athlete. There's no doubt about it. Watch out for Jacobs from behind, though.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold it now.
Steen!
Powerbomb.
No!
He was ready to powerbomb Edwards right on that apron of the ring, right on the edge of the ring frame, but Die Hard countered out.
Oh, wait. Eddie ran at him. Steen's got him. Fall away, slammed into the barricade.
I was hoping he'd hit a fan.
I'm sure you were. That's another thing. I never know when we're going to get a lawsuit as a result of Kevin Steen's unprovoked and uncontrolled actions.
Unprovoked and uncontrolled. Look what you did to the man all of 2011. Look what you did to me. Look what you did to Jimmy
We
Jacob.
were trying to get a television contract.
And speaking
we
of
couldn't do it with
television,
him.
gentlemen, next week here on ROH TV, Road Rage from the world-famous Hammerstein Ballroom, 34th Street, Midtown. Matches from Best in the World 2012, including Fit Finlay against Michael Elgin, and a triple threat for the TV title match. Lethal versus Ciampa versus Strong, plus some surprises. That's next week here on television.
Well, Steen now, since he turned the tables, and I've admitted from the start that Kevin Steen is an extraordinary athlete. He's a tough human being. He fights and he wrestles with everything he's got.
Almost
the problem is you can't control him.
Almost in the lap of the Hooters girls there.
Oh, now why would... They're going all the way in the back. Steen, a street brawler, he likes to take it to the streets.
Jim, are you upset that in all the years that you've been in the wrestling industry, the companies that you've owned, the companies you've helped run, are you upset that you can't control Kevin Steen with your manipulations?
What I'm upset about is that Ring of Honor is supposed to be a place where athleticism and competition and sportsmanship is brought back to professional wrestling after the entertainment wrestling companies have nearly ruined and decimated this sport. And we don't need Kevin Steen's actions until we get a firm network footing, until we get a large and increasingly larger fan base. We don't need to do things to run people off or get sued or, oh no. Oh, come on.
Hey, that's what insurance is for, Jim. Tell Sinclair Broadcasting to buy some better insurance.
Yeah, our premiums have gone up already since Steen's been back. And I don't appreciate you helping him out. And what's Jacobs' deal? What is going on with the zombie princess? What's
You
in his
made
head?
him. You made all of us. We were young professional wrestlers that were happy to wrestle for Ring of Honor.
You're a product of society, right? That was Charlie Manson's defense. He's fish hooking the man in his mouth.
Hey, Jim, look.
He's biting his face. He's going to eat his face.
Hey! Tell Sinclair to get on top of him then.
All right, Todd, can you get this guy back away from us?
I wish you would challenge for the World Championship, Jim.
I am not in a position to fight any wrestler for the World Championship, and I realize that.
I would work for free that night. I almost work for free every night every time I see my check.
I'd pay you not to work.
Huh, that's funny.
So Eddie Edwards is in a bad way as Steen has fought him all on the floor. But now that the match is back in the ring, can Eddie Edwards find a way to turn things around?
You ever wonder why the fans just love Kevin Steen?
They don't.
Kevin, I'm so disappointed.
They stand toe-to-toe. Steen is wearing him down.
And Eddie Edwards is an amazing athlete.
Well, he certainly is.
Former world champion.
Die-hard Eddie Edwards, one of the exemplary athletes of Ring of Honor. He trains, he works hard. He constantly cares about improving himself as an athlete and a competitor. He doesn't try to...
Gentlemen, I'm being told...
Massachusetts accent.
I'm being told that we have to take a commercial break. This world title match, Edwards versus Steen, continues. Stay with us. We're back. Ring of Honor Wrestling. The world title match continues. Kevin Steen has been unable to put die-hard Eddie Edwards away, but the battle continues here in Charleston. Steve Corino here with Jim Cornette and myself, Kevin Kelly, at ringside. It's a slugfest now, center of the ring.
This is the kind of action you see when you see Ring of Honor live. The fans in Charleston, West Virginia going crazy here tonight, regardless of who they're cheering for, Steve Corino, and you can see action like this coming up live. Oh, straight from the 1980s.
I think that was a shot at you.
He couldn't have hung in the 1980s, folks.
Are you kidding me? The three of us, if there was Jacob, Steen, and Corino in the 80s, there would have been no such thing as the Fabulous Freebirds and the Midnight Express.
Live events, I'm being harangued here. Live events in Milwaukee, Saturday, July 14th, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Friday, July 27th, Saturday, July 28th in Spartanburg. August 3rd, we're back in Baltimore at the Dew Burns Arena. It's 98 Rock Night. Oh! And don't forget about Providence on August 11th, Kevin. It's going to be Boiling Point. And Steen, the victim of a belly-to-belly overhead throw. This could be the turning point that Eddie Edwards needs in this contest.
So Eddie Edwards now has fought through so much that Kevin Steen has done to him. And Jimmy Jacobs has been a participant in it as well. But despite the odds, Edwards is now back on his feet. Can he become a two-time Ring of Honor World Champion?
The last time Eddie Edwards won the title, he did it to the shock and surprise of everyone. He defeated Roderick Strong in Manhattan's Hammerstein Ballroom. Can he do it again and go for a twofer by beating Kevin Steen in Charleston, West Virginia? Missile drop kick cover.
Two almost had him.
Come on, Kev, get close to the ropes. He can't pin you if you're in the ropes.
And the die-hard challenge that Eddie Edwards has put himself through, facing former world champions on the bill for this opportunity, which he never expected. This was originally signed as a non-title match, but Kevin Steen's actions at a sponsored dinner last week gave Jim Cornette the impetus to make this a title match.
Yeah, and Steve Corino, from now on, if Eddie doesn't do it, any time that Kevin Steen... Cover here.
Now this might be it, too.
No! If Eddie Edwards can't pull this one out, then any time that Kevin Steen steps in a foot in a Ring of Honor ring from now on in a singles contest, it's for the title. I don't care if it's against the top guy, the bottom guy, somebody from outside Ring of Honor. I don't care if it's a production assistant. Sooner or later, as I said, somebody will beat him for the title, and I will live to see it.
Waist lock there from Edwards.
Oh, I sure hope not.
Thank you for that vote of confidence about my health. Yeah.
Hopefully I would get to wrestle on your memorial show.
So, let me ask you a question, Steve.
Wait a minute. Eddie Edwards going to fly.
Soaring and scoring.
Again. Watch out. Hang on, Jacobs.
There is no reason for that. No reason for that.
Yeah, but he better not be coming over here.
Oh! That's what you get. That should put him away.
1, 2, no! Die Hard won't stay down. Using his own body as a battering ram.
Whatever you want to say about who's more popular, Edwards or Steen, the fact is that the Ring of Honor wrestling fans recognize great professional wrestling and exciting action when they see it.
That might be the first time I've agreed with you in about 2 years. Write that down.
No wonder I'm on blood pressure medication. Edwards with a boot to the mud.
I wish you would take too much of it.
Watch out. Oh! The Boston Knee party.
Oh, Lord, he turned the big man over.
Funplex.
Come on, kick out.
Cover. 2. No.
Steen cuts an imposing figure flat of his back. I understand when he goes to the beach, kids like to play in his shade.
You know, a lot of wrestling fans are fat, Jim, and you're not so skinny yourself.
A lot of wrestling fans aren't the world champion for the only competitive, athletic-oriented professional wrestling company in America.
And thank God for that.
Going to the top.
Double stomp. Steen out of the way.
Oh, good night.
Pop-up powerbomb 2.
And it, oh no. He's going for the sharpshooter is Kevin Steen.
I don't know if he has it hooked in all the way, though.
He's crawling. Look, he's crawling. He's trying to.
I would say that Kevin Steen has the best sharpshooter ever.
Well, Edwards was able to.
I know another Canadian that would disagree with you. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh.
Steen down. Edwards trying to regroup. Jacobs pounded the mat like a crazy man, which he does a good impersonation of if he's not certifiable. Have you gotten Jacobs some therapy? You could be the best friend in the world if you could get that man some professional help.
He's my sponsor. He helps me.
Edwards, forearm, went for the shoulder.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't banned that one too, Jim, because it's cool.
The DDT, Edwards right down on the top of his head.
Every wrestling move is dangerous, but the pile driver crosses the line. I saw Steve Austin paralyzed in the middle of the ring for 30 seconds. It shortened the career of the biggest star our industry has ever seen.
Now you saw the second coming of Steve Austin.
I will not have the pile driver being used in Ring of Honor.
You will never beat me!
Oh! Cannonball, no, he missed! Edwards out of the way. Eddie Edwards still has the opportunity. They don't call him Die Hard for nothing. He's wrestled with a broken arm. He's wrestled with severe lacerations. He will not stay down. He will not die.
Oh! Double stop to the center of the chest. Cover. 2. Oh!
No!
Half a count away from the nightmare coming to an end.
Whose nightmare? Cornette's nightmare?
Ring of Honor's
Stop generalizing, Kevin Kelly.
Would you like to make more money? Allow the company to grow. Stop with the myopia. Stop with the narrow-mindedness.
No.
Ring of Honor needs to grow. It needs to expand.
It can grow with Kevin Steen.
No, it can't.
And Jim Cornette working somewhere else.
Watch out, my God.
The foot stomp. Steen rolled out of the way in the nick of time. Edwards off the apron, misses again. But there he comes. No. Oh, my God.
Right through
my God.
Timekeeper's table.
I think Bobby Cruz is trying to steal the world championship.
Timekeeper's table destroyed under the weight of Eddie Edwards, whose back may have been broken in half. Here's the cover. 2. No.
You gotta be kidding me.
Steen boosted Edwards high in the air and blasted him through that table. The legs broke off. Still, Steen could not put Eddie Edwards away.
I don't even understand why there was a table even there.
So the announcer could sit at it. Steen on the top rope.
Oh!
Santon.
Right.
Edwards got the knees up.
Edwards got the knees up just in the nick of time, or that would have been it.
Oh, boy.
The courage and the fortitude of Eddie Edwards coming to the fore here.
Oh, boy.
Oh! Super kick on Edwards. Wait a minute. One in response back to Steen.
Oh, man.
Their breath is going to smell like kiwi boot polish. Suplex.
Kevin, come on, Kevin. Oh.
Enziguri from the former champ.
No, 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 no.
He's going for that package chin buster. Steen slipped behind.
Oh! Get him, get him, get him!
I've never seen that sleeper suplex in Steen's repertoire.
Sure, it'll be banned next week now.
Get out of here!
F-sync. 1, 2.
And my heart just sunk.
Would you like to give him the championship, or can I?
No, you can do it, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thanks for letting me do something in 2012.
The winner of the match, and still Ring of Honor World Champion, Kevin Steen.
Despite everything that he had, Eddie Edwards unable to defeat Kevin Steen.
It was a war of attrition, and both athletes, both men, pushed themselves farther than the limits of human endurance and human physiognomy would indicate. But in the end, Steen was able to get that F-Sync, and once again, the nightmare is never ending.